Coinbase adding support for a DEX on Cosmos. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome back to CLOCKWISE Crypto. Hope you guys move forward in everything that you do. Diving right into it here, making the latest news. Coinbase adding support for DeFi altcoin built on Cosmos dYdX. Let's dive into this real quick. The top US-based crypto exchange platform is adding support for Cosmos based DeFi platform altcoin. So in a new thread on social media, Coinbase says adding support for the fourth iteration of dYdX, which is a DeFi platform built on interoperability, blockchain, focused mainly on crypto derivatives and perpetuals. They made this tweet. Everyone pretty much went berserk on X because this is really not something that you typically see when it comes to Coinbase. Coinbase has been historically known for being conservative, not really DeFi friendly, really big on regulation, but also to give them some credit, right? This is all within a culture and an environment where crypto regulation was unclear. It was all over the place and everyone was afraid of getting sued. No one wanted to end up like Ripple, right? So Coinbase was one. They're tiptoeing around, right? And closing people's accounts as well. If you transferred a large balance from your personal cold wallet or even a hot wallet, anything that's self custody, you transfer it over to Coinbase to cash out. Sometimes they would just block your account and just lock up your money and figure it out later, right? That's been known. So this is a big step in the right direction. I think it is not out of the ordinary to see companies move like this, especially given the climate that we were in not even a year ago, less than a year ago, right? It wasn't a pro crypto environment at all, but now we're seeing a pro crypto environment. And in turn, you're starting to see exchanges kind of loosen up a little bit and open up and allow customers and I was going to say consumers, but I should say, retail to and businesses that want to be involved in crypto without fear, right? Without worrying about getting or make sure I don't touch this token, make sure I don't do this, make sure I don't do that, realizing that the space is really becoming inclusive and open to just the forward momentum when it comes to crypto adoption. And ultimately it's a technological advance, right? And so that's what we're seeing here. Cosmos, you see, dYdX chain is a layer 1 blockchain, meaning it doesn't rely on Ethereum or any other base layer for execution, security, or governance. Instead, it's built using Cosmos SDK, secured via Comet BFT, giving DXDY full control over its infrastructure, from consensus to governance logic to validator incentives. So love what I'm seeing here. Big shout out to Coinbase moving in the right direction. Next up, analyst says Bitcoin to hit new lows if one support level is lost. Let's see what he's talking about, and we'll pull in our TA. I know you guys have been asking a lot for our TA, but we're going to bring it to you today. Let's dive in. So Bitcoin didn't break entirely through the resistance here. A small corrective day, however, on the lower time frames, it's clear that Bitcoin is trending upwards again. Crucial area to hold is 115. If that area is lost, likely new lows. Let's see what he's talking about. Very clean price action here. Very clean price action here. One of the cleanest. Okay, this is Michael Van de Pope. Typically very clean price action. I love it. This is what you want to have your charts look like, guys. Very clean, to the point, wick to wick, level of support and resistance. Love what I'm seeing. So he's saying here, we look here, it's saying that want to hold 115. Okay, I see why he's saying that, but let's dive in. Let's dive in. He's saying, well, you got to hold 115, which is about right here. Okay, I see why you're saying that. I think for me, it would be 116. I'm off by 1,000. Same thing. Needs to hold up within this triangle. Same TA for the most part. I'm off by 1,000. But I agree. Need to hold up here. A break below, I'm not worried about because he's on the lower time frames, which I am not. I think he's on the 4 hour. It's just more movement. I think you can get a clear picture on the daily. Looking here at what's going on here on the daily, I just think if you stay within this triangle, you're fine, right? Which puts me at 116. It's the same thing. Major level of support here. You have multiple touches, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, and a fifth touch here if you consider this daily one right here. Really respecting this level as a whole. Right now, you can move it down. I can go down to 115 and move it down a little. I like it right here just because I get the touch of this wick right here as well. And I get really respecting this level as a whole. Falling down, maybe he's talking about a new low. I don't know. There's a lot of bullish fundamental news out there right now that may trigger that outward momentum and a breakout right here. So right here we came down, came up, pulling back. I could see a break up of this level anywhere would be a confirmation of a continuation, in my opinion, just based off of the respect level of this resistance, we can call it, right here. So I know it's oblique. I know it's a bit diagonal, but it's still a respected level. So I definitely think it should be respected as a whole when it comes to looking at where Bitcoin can go. This level is definitely something that I would like to see broken, break above, close down, a continuation there would what I'd be looking for. If we break beneath, I'm not concerned. I would be concerned if we break below and make a new low this way. You go to the 4 hour time frame. I mean, maybe you could say break below 114, break below 112, break below 111. If you want to really measure that, you can almost do a trend line here. If you really wanted to catch that break, a confirmation of a break would be right there. Okay, so that's what I would look for. A break there does make my chart a little bit messy. I don't like that too much, but this is kind of how I would have it. I want to see if we break and close this right here. This will be a key level for me. We'll make it red just to pay attention to it. And then up top here as well, key levels right here. I'm not really concerned about this level right here yet, but we can kind of make it a different color just for it to be of caution. These are levels that need to be broken. That's a little messy. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I don't want to move it because it highlights a lot. So we'll keep it white and we'll just pay attention to these two levels, see if we get a breakout. Either way, if we don't, that's fine. If we do, it's great. So cool. That's what I have for Bitcoin. I like his chart. I understand what he's saying. Very clean chart. Shout out to Michael Vanderpope on X. Next up, Ripple to gobble up payments platform rail for 200 million to support transactions via XRP and RLUSD. Let's dive in. So the blockchain payments firm Ripple says it's agreed to acquire stablecoin powered payment infrastructure platform Rail for 200 million. Why is this important, guys? You know why it's important. They're pretty much setting themselves up to be the infrastructure for stablecoin powered payments. Okay, so everyone's making these stablecoins. Ripple's positioning itself to be the on-ramp and off-ramp for these stablecoins. So Ripple says the deal will allow the two companies to deliver the most comprehensive stablecoin payment solution available in the market. Ripple says that the acquisition will enable users to adapt to the rising popularity of stablecoins by offering a comprehensive stablecoin pay-ins and payouts across key corridors, sans the need to hold crypto on balance sheets. They're saying the integration will also support payments across a range of digital assets, which include XRP and Ripple USD, RLUSD, the US dollar-backed cryptocurrency that the San Francisco-based firm Ripple launched in December 2024. So everything that Ripple's doing, the stars are aligning. Like there's nothing that they're doing that isn't strategic. right? And it was just said the other day, a document came out where it said that Ripple had 1,700 contracts ready to go to allow them to facilitate payments for them. That just came out, right? Whether that was with banks, companies, people that are waiting on the sideline for a resolution for the SEC case, which, yeah, just yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, right? Or probably over 24 hours ago now, just came out that they are done. So XRP just got a victory. Ripple just got a victory. RLUSD victory. So all those banks that have been waiting on the sidelines, they don't have to wait anymore, right? It's over. And all those NDAs that were signed, right? Because no one wanted to publicly side with Ripple. It was one of those things where everyone's waiting on the sidelines. We're cool, but we're going to wait and see how this plays out. That's exactly how it was. We're cool, but we're going to wait and see how this plays out before we publicly announce that we're partnering with you guys. Just figure that out first, because we don't want to talk to the board about we don't want you to get found guilty and then still have to talk to the board about this or have to back out. So that's that is really what was going on. And now Ripple's going to do what they do: acquire, partner, expand, grow. And that's what they're in position for. So you're talking to somebody who was previously, I was one of those guys that was almost like a anti XRP person, really, because, you know, when I got into crypto, it was like us versus the banks, right? Literally and figuratively, because banks were shutting down accounts. I've got bank accounts shut down because I got crypto payments, transitioned it to, or converted it to fiat. Once I converted it to fiat to go to the bank, oh shoot, where'd you get $5,000 from? Then oh nope, came from Coinbase. Nah, that's crypto stuff. Nope, we're not dealing with that. Bank account closed. We reserve the right to bank with, you know, all that. So I dealt with that, and I was pretty much us versus the banks, and I felt like Ripple was partnering with the banks specifically, and crypto is supposed to be, you know, providing us an opportunity to move forward without banks. Like, that's what my idea of crypto was. And I didn't like that at first. And pretty much it was just continuing to educate. I saw that Ripple was going head to head, wasn't just settling like the rest of people. You know, imagine how much money, and I get you're going to pay money either way with legal fees, but the companies that settled with the SEC out of fear, Ripple was the only one that was going toe to toe and did not settle after being offered settlements, right? So I saw that and I bought a bag. I'm like, listen, they're doing something. I'm gonna buy a bag just in case. Like, XRP was like my just in case. I'm like, I saw how the case was going, and I was just like, mind you, XRP, you guys may know the story. XRP was the project for me that I passed up on at 2 cents, and it shot up to like over $2 within like 60 to 90 days. That was my introduction to XRP. Or at the time it wasn't XRP. I think it was called Ripple. But that was my introduction, right? And so from there, and then just education, I bought a bag, and I'm glad I didn't hold. A lot of people sold. A lot of people did the same thing for Ethereum. We saw that with Ethereum, guys. We saw that exact same thing with Ethereum. And we look at Ethereum and we see the price point. Ethereum's like 17% away or 18% away from its all-time high. Can you imagine buying Ethereum here? I was telling people to buy here, telling friends, family to buy this. I'm like, buy it. It's $1,500. Just buy one. Right? This was this year. Yeah, this was this year. Actually, you know what? I think it might have been like 2,000. Cause I think it dipped. I said, man, you should buy more, because I told them about it. And if they would have bought, I'm like, dang, they're down, but they just hold, it'll be fine, right? And they went down to 1,500, only to rise from the ashes. This is the same thing. People were saying Ethereum's dead. Oh no, Ethereum is dead. That's what we're hearing, and it's You got to look at the big picture. Smoke and mirrors, guys. Smoke and mirrors. And that's what I think. Ethereum went through it. Ripple went through it. Cardano's been through it, right? Every time people say it's dead, it rises from the ashes. And it's particularly quality projects, right? You never hear this from like BS projects. Projects they label as shitcoins, right? You never hear this from those projects, ever. Like, you never hear that, right? Like, let's throw out a random project. Like, we can just consider it's in like the shitcoin projects, right? And I hate to pull one out, but let's just pull one randomly. Like, we can even just go to memes, right? That's what most people consider the shitcoins anyway. But when you see that word, that's like, let's go to number 6, right? And we go to Pepe Musk, right? Most people would consider this to be in that category, but you'll never hear anyone say it's a dead coin, ever. You'll never hear anyone say Spike is a dead coin. Like, there might be some value. Like, look, it's up, right? It's up, but you'll never hear anyone. My point is, you'll never hear anyone say it's a trash coin, right? But then you'll hear someone say something like XRP is dead. It's garbage. Ethereum's dead. Solana. You even hear people say Solana's dead, right? But yet they maintain a top 10, top 20, right? Cardano's maintained a top 10, top 15 forever. Chainlink, right? You'll hear people say these are trash, the top, but they're getting ETFs. Like, Cardano has an ETF pending. I think Solana does as well. XRP is coming. Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum have their ETFs, right? So I think HBAR has ETFs. It's almost, that might be a strategy. And I think I said this the other day. Follow the ETFs. Like, you guys ask us all the time, how do I know? Right now, what I would say is follow the ETFs. They can't hide it anymore. They got to publicly file, right? It's not like the good old days where you could, with the stocks, you can have insider information and all this stuff, where here you got to publicly file. These people are publicly filing to get inflows in. So they have to, right? So one thing I would say is follow ETFs. Look at the ETFs. Look at when they're getting approved. Look at who is filing as well. Who's wanting to launch ETF. That's one way to look at this, and ultimately one way you can kind of qualify what projects you're looking at, especially if you're looking at those low caps. As soon as you get to the high caps, you don't really see high caps in the ETFs right now. You just don't see it, only because money's flowing in. It's still crypto's new. We're so new to the market, but there's huge room for opportunity, and I think this is the beginning. This is the beginning of a revolution. This is the beginning of a massive transfer of wealth. We've been saying this for years on this channel. Massive transfer of wealth. You're going to see it, and you're seeing the tide shift as institutions come in now, governments come in now, hedge funds come in now, as well as now retirement accounts come in now. So guys, definitely take advantage of this. Continue to dive into crypto. We'll continue to give you value and share with you what we're doing. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. See you soon.